Well, to an episode of Ground Floor where we agree to disagree, still be family. Season finale. Till I get my stuff back, I'm gonna use that countdown bull jive. At least have some type of intro. It's just like, yeah. But you gotta have something, man. I'm your host, Jel Lee, my co-host Rome. And let's see at the bottom I got my brother's birthday was yesterday. It's happy birthday to you. Many more. Appreciate you rocking with me. Your first full season as co-host.
Hey man, what up, though, everybody? I appreciate it. All I can say is, at this point, folks, just wake up and stretch and thank the Lord you here, because each day you realize you ain't no spring chicken out these streets.
That is true.
Hey, before lifting weights, before you brush your teeth, before anything, just stretch.
Now, the day topic is corporate prostitution. We watched a video where a young lady was bragging that she made $1,500 for laying on her back for 3 minutes. And Brother Ron felt this something we should talk about because this is a thing now. So we're going to start there. What's your thoughts on that video?
Oh, man. I love the title first and foremost. Corporate prostitution. We living in the day and time, Jeff, where some might say social media. Others may say other things, but I just feel like the simple fact that we have the social medias and things of that nature, it just puts us in a position to where not only do everyone have an opinion, but now everybody can post the good, the bad, and the indifferent or the ugly. This is what I would consider the ugly. We're celebrating how much money you can make, for sex or whatever, or lack thereof, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. She was bragging about making $1,500 in 3 minutes. And so, if you want to go and do the math on that, let's just say she said, hey, I'm going to go for 10 dudes in one day. Let's just say she want to go for 10.
Yeah.
What's she going to make? 15 racks. She's going to make 15,000.
It's a lot of bodies.
In one day. She didn't necessarily say that, but the fact that you was bragging, you made 1,500 in 3 minutes, I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt and say, what if she goes, in sales, you have quotas in most times and everything. Mm-hmm. And let's just say her number is 5 to 10 in a day. Yeah, it's a lot of money for somebody, especially when it's tax-free. But at the same time, look at the detriment you're doing to your body, So it's like, at what cost? Yeah. At what cost are you getting the $1,500? One might say she'd be better off doing the OnlyFans. You don't have to do all that.
That's true.
I mean, call me the devil's advocate, whatever you want to call it, but I just look at it like it's other ways to go about this if that's what you was going to do.
Yeah.
Make your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's my take, bro.
I mean, the oldest profession has been hoeing. It ain't really changed. It's just now it's more accepted. Something I never thought we'd be in a time in where a female would brag about something like that. Now, old heads will say, I mean, you paying anywhere you go. You take her on a date, movies, trips. True, but to just say, okay, man, I want to beat that thing up. What you talking about? Oh, 600. Okay. That was more for that, and we look like, ooh, what's wrong with you? But now we're in a transactional dating world right now where the new people that, okay, But what are you getting out of that?
Mm.
I mean, if only thing y'all got is you give her money, she sleep with you. Are you fulfilled?
Mm.
Because I mean, I mean, you got females that give it away if you got something to say nice to them, and you paying how much? That's like the OnlyFans. I mean, hey, you make your money how you make it, but you subscribing for if you want to see everything, you might get the VIP deal. We paying almost 60 plus a month. You forgot that you could look at porn for free on the internet. Not condoning or saying you should do that, but that's free on the internet. Why are you paying damn near $100 a month to interact with this person? And I'm impressed it's still around. I thought it would have died down. Like, are they still making money? Cats are still subscribing like that? Don't they know the internet is free? Okay. Whatever's clever for you. So 25, it's just some weird times, man. And then I learned the rise of feet is a thing. Female ain't trying to show nothing, but she can have some pretty feet. And a dude might pay 60 to 100. Watch her smash cakes and stuff. I'm like, that's a thing. Wow. There's a lot of ways for female to make some bread besides just actually having the sex like a girl bragged about.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like you just said, the transactional, times that we're in. And I would like to say that's the agenda that's being pushed. When you look at social media, we know that all women aren't on that. We understand that. But the agenda that's being pushed is, and it's sad because this is what the young ladies are seeing, the young girls that's in school right now, coming up. And it's kind of sad because if like the wrong person in the right moment is looking at that based on what they going through, they might say, well, dang, she making 15. I might try to go get 2 racks. I might try to go get 2 of them stacks. It's kind of like it's setting the tone for some really bad stuff. Because when you live long enough, man, you hear a lot of different crazy stories where a young lady may tell you like, "Hey, so and so offered me X amount of dollars." To be like, huh? And we're like, hey, don't tell nobody. Like, come on now. Like, sometimes you hear some stuff that you don't even ask for. You might be over there at the Coney, get your food, and be like, hey, I gotta tell you something. Come in my car. Like, okay, like what's going on? Let me look in these back seats. You ain't trying to get me robbed out here. Right? Like, hey, just want to let you know. Like, come on now. And I just feel like we at a time where some people have lost the morals, man. Some people have lost their self-value. And everything is so open for some of the young ladies out there now that it's ridiculous, man. I remember when we was in school, you didn't know who did what or what they was doing because nobody was talking like that. So you might have known that was so-and-so's girl, or you might think that's so-and-so's girl or her boyfriend, but you wasn't getting the information freely. Now, when you turn on your phone, I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy when you really think at our arm's reach. You literally can open up your phone and just be like, "What did I just look at?" It never fails, man. I just feel like, man, we are on a crazy path of what's being pushed out there, the narrative. And at some point, we're going to have to put some more positive things out there. Like, when they do the dances, like sometimes you get tired of those little dance challenges and everything. But, Johnsonville, wow.
My man, Franklin, appreciate from Liberia, man. Appreciate support.
It's just sad, man. It really is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in 96, 95, we was graduating. If you was amongst females talking and one let it be known they gave head. Ew. How dare you? But then you found out all of them do it. They just weren't going to be brave enough to put it out there. Because that was behind closed doors type business. Then you start fast forward past the 2010s, and you had the phrase for a minute, man, hoes be winning. All the dudes want to marry them a hoe or something. Like, I see how y'all might feel away being a good girl, but some of y'all good girls out here don't want to keep doing your job when you do marry the dude. Because I have met a lot of promiscuous females, and one thing they always tell me, like, okay, men are not complicated. They want you to look good. They want some head. They want some sex. Want you to feed them. If I don't do it, he gonna find somebody else. So I think that might be the only thing that the more hoes, whatever females out here might have advantage because they understand the game. Like, I already know what he really looking for. A good girl, no, but she be bullshitting. I had too many conversations with married dudes. Like, man, when we was sinning, we was out here like jackrabbits doing sex, everything. Now we married. I get all these excuses. Like, you had a kid before we got married. You had a job. You had stuff to do, but you was down for the cause. Now you got the number one spot. I ain't gotta do all that now. I'm good. And some dudes do the same bull job. And that's where you're not getting a good dude, good woman getting together like back in the day, the 60s and 70s, what our parents did. Now you got more, well, I try to date the good girls, they bull crap, at least the wild one. I know I'm gonna be satisfied on that end, but she might be a little too wild, bro. She might always want to dress like she going to the club. And I understand ladies can wear whatever they want to wear, but let's keep it real. If you have a husband, you represent him or a man. You shouldn't be showing everything when you go outside if you got somebody, because that's going to tell dudes you're single. So you have a conversation with them, turn them down, and you don't think, well, if you got a man, why you coming outside like that? I'm thinking, all right, what's happening? What's good? And that's how a lot of dudes think for ladies, if you didn't know.
Well, I guess I'm gonna take a different approach on this thing. I think we need to really break down from both of us what you consider a corporate prostitute, like the definition. For me, a corporate prostitute is someone that has a career, whatever that profession is. We're talking a legitimate profession, nothing illegal, whatever that is, you know, whether they work in a 9-to-5 or they may even have their own business that they run, whatever that may be. Let's say you deliver packages, anything like that independently, whatever it may be. But on the side, what my man said in the movie, you doing some strange things for a piece of change, you know, so do something strange for a piece of change. I just feel like that's the times that we're in. You have some of those young ladies making videos after work, before work, while they off of work, and they're telling the world, the internet, hey, you know, yeah, you know, 300, 400. Just a few weeks ago, I watched a video, a random, you know, content creator. He was doing just random young ladies walking past. And he says, hey, you know, 600 right now for you and her. And they said 600 a piece. Like, I mean, just like that. I mean, it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. Like, and you know, I don't know if he was joking. I don't know if he was serious, but he literally was putting it out there. And you could see one of the young ladies kind of contemplating it, like, hey.
She was down for it.
Yeah, she was looking.
Video. She was down for it.
She was looking like, hey, I might have to go ahead and take this money, you know. And I'm like, you know, my thing is, I think with the cameras that we have, the technology that we have, there's some things we just wouldn't have never known had we not have this technology and things of that nature. But now that it's out there, everything is right in front of you. So it doesn't take much for somebody to hit record or go live and post these things on their page. And some things that go viral quickly based off of what the person did or didn't do or did or didn't say. And that's what I think a corporate prostitute is. But when we talk about prostitution overall, it's frowned upon. It's a lot of different things. But one thing is for sure, the people who are the customer, they're paying the person for a service, and you really paying them to leave. Because if they wanted a girlfriend, they would go seek after a girlfriend, or whatever they have going on, whatever that situation. So you're not paying her to stay with you forever. You're not saying, hey, I want you to be my wife. I want you to, go on a trip. You literally paying for your service, and that's it. So you're paying for that moment, whatever that transaction is, and then you paying that person to leave pretty much. And it's just crazy that we at this point, because it's like when you throw out a number, I just feel like you basically on the same level as the prostitute, where you're prostituting yourself and you're saying, hey, 500, whatever, 1,000, whatever, 700. So you throwing out a number, and it's like, okay, well, I get, what I'm saying? I get you might need some money, but it's like, are you really trying to go down that path to get it?
Yeah.
Because you got some really good careers out here, and we get the times is hard, but that's the times we're in right now, bro.
But you gotta think about it. Are you living above your means, which some people, men and females, do. And corporate prostitution for me would be any female that feels the need to put a number on. Because I learned in 2004, back then you had those, like, not a newspaper, like a art paper you'll see on the stand, and on the back was like a back page that had the one saying, oh, call me this number, 125, come to me, or 250 if I come to you. I'm like, are they doing what I think they advertise? I'm like, wow. And then you get to 2004, I start learning from people I've encountered, 125 was the starting rate. I'm like, huh? Well, I got to pay the DT, Jeff. No. Do what I got to do. Or I heard 400 or a 9. Like, dang, y'all actually, why y'all not starting at 1,000? That used to be my little stupid response. Like, man, hold on. You have the most precious thing that wars have been fought over. Yeah, your low end should be at least 1,000, baby. What you doing? You cheating yourself. If you're gonna go through all that, whether it's 3 minutes, however long, if you're gonna risk it all for that, why are you should treat yourself a little better than if that's what you're gonna do. You grown, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, but be smart about it. Like you said, that video 600, like, if dudes are paying for these subscriptions on OnlyFans and other stuff, they put 1,000 down. They're about to be able Jordans for 1,000. So I'm pretty sure if he gotta take his credit card, he'll make it happen. But is that the only route you need to be going? Because it's other stuff you can do. Every office always will have a nice looking female be in office compared to having a dude making about 18 hours to type or whatever. So you can get probably 2 jobs, but now we got robots and people talking about sleeping with them. So at 2030, that might be competition for a female, which to me, there's no competition. Ain't no like a real person. But to some of these new people, it is. Big damn.
What's up, bro? Hey, bro, I appreciate the B-Day love, man. Thank you, bro. Yeah, all I'm saying to you, all I'm saying to you, Jeff, is that we in some crazy times, man. And you know,
Yeah.
not all, we're gonna keep putting that disclaimer out there. Not all women are on this.
No.
We get it. But what I'm saying is when you look at social media, they're trying to push that narrative. And it looks like some of the folks out here are pushing a certain number and making things transactional. And I hear a lot. There's a lot of people out here already having dating issues. So this is not going to help.
No. And
at all.
if we be real, all this stuff we see now that might have someone clutch their pearls, this shit been going on for years. You just didn't have no one advertising it. I mean, the 90s, we was slutting it up, wilding out, drinking, smoking, everything in the 90s. But we ain't have no mini computers as a phone to record and put it on social media. Like, man, we was at the party getting drunk and smoking. You just heard about it. And then it is spread to school because everybody talking, man, you hear about Billy Bob party, man, they was out there, stripper, they had this. It's like, dog, I missed it. Now, someone going to be live streaming from the party. Like, you know y'all underage. You put, Lord, used to. Street rules still apply. You going to put that out there on live. Like, I remember it was a video where a dude was, I guess, trapping. And he was live. And he got raided. Everything ain't for public consumption.
Yes, sir.
Because there's a lot of stuff we got into where you hear the old school talk like, man, back in our day we did. And you like, wow, y'all did what? Oh, we just did that yesterday. Yeah, I saw you post about it. And you might hear him say, like, we didn't let everybody know what we do. What's wrong with y'all? And it's more like people want that attention, admiration now. Like old girl to say, hey, I got my back for 3 minutes, made 1,500. Like, that was a flex. No, that was not a flex. No. You just told a lot of dudes out there what your number is, and you down for the cause.
Hey, 100%, bro.
Every money ain't good money.
100%.
And that's what we don't think about. It just, I want the life I want, but it takes work. Nah, bummed you talking about. Like someone might come across me, Jeff. Yeah, but you still unemployed. You looking, you working. God looking out for you right now. But man, I go do whoop, 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 sell these bricks, do this, and I'm good. Like, yeah, but the devil always gonna give it to you quick. But you lean on the Lord, you ain't gonna have that cops coming at you, someone shooting at you, someone trying to fight you. Or if you're doing that, then just land on your backs. Oh, she might be good at traffic, unfortunately, or drug her and put her into this. You open the door to a lot of stuff you shouldn't be opening the door to.
No, hey, that's a real good point, man. Like I said, that's why we call it corporate prostitution. Is people who working whatever their hustle is, their 9 to 5, their career, and you're doing some things on the side to make money. But in this particular video, we don't know what her profession is. We just know she's bragging about the 3 minutes, you know. And so
you probably got a job, but any young girl that saw that might say, like, dang, that's a lot of money. 3 minutes? I can lay on my back for 3 minutes. No. I mean, we gotten away from decent man, woman, meet each other, get married, have a family, be productive citizens. Everything, man, I want it now. But what y'all old heads talking about, I need this paper. People were saying that when we was coming up in the 90s. You know, I remember a cat, I forgot his name. We was in a computer class, 10th grade. Dude was trying to put in my first book. He was like, and a song, I think, on one of my albums. Oh, Jeff, man, you need to get up in these streets with your boy. I mean, he had a rat. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money. But you know, see, you be out here 4 o'clock on the block doing this. Like, first off, I love women too much. Ain't none in prison, bro. I have a Pharaoh complex. I'll be a foot soldier for something meaningful. I'm not gonna be a foot soldier for dude the Cadillac and the cute girl. And if that money's short, he gonna beat your ass in front of everybody, and you gonna take it. I wasn't raised like that. I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. So you have fun with your street life. I'll be a nerd because I got all these beautiful women at Cooley I could talk to. And I ain't gotta worry about no dudes trying to rush me in the hallway after school because I'm on the block. 2 weeks later, man, I got jumped out, man. You was right. I'm like, what happened? Scenario I talked about. Dude damn near beat someone to death because they was short on the money. I'm like, but you was telling me that rack you had, which really ain't yours, because he's getting most of the money, man. Economics. You're a foot soldier. You showing me $2,000 ain't nothing. He got 10. And a cute girl in the Cadillac. Why I want to do that, dog? When I can talk to the finest girl in class, she right over there. And there's no pressure at me having the guts to go say something to her. Ain't nobody gonna say what set you came because. I ain't hear none of that. I'm here. Hey, girl, how you doing? Hey, Jeff, what's up? And going about my day, you got all this unnecessary pressure because you don't know who's watching. Because back then, Cool had a lot of things trying to say this out of school. So you can't go to certain parts of the school because you know, oh, they over there, they over there. I can walk through the whole school, getting hugs from beautiful females. But you can't do that because don't go in the news center. You said so-and-so was over there. They might jump in that back hallway. Now, that's too much pressure.
Hey, what you speaking on is facts, man. I just feel like, you know, when we talk about the technology, like you said, in the 90s, if you really think about it, we had pagers. Some people say beepers.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the camcorders. People forget we had camcorders.
Yeah, you had those.
Yeah, you had camcorders back then. And
VHS tapes.
Put them in the VHS and people had all the foot. Like, it's people out there to this very day that probably still have things from the Freakniks to when Belle Isle used to jump, 7 Mile used to jump, and everybody just riding down the strip back and forth. So, you know, the 90s, you know, we came up when what they call gangster rap came out, you know, that whole era. So it was the beginning. We on the tail end of what's out here now, but we was on the front end of it. And you know, we was on the front end era of when 2 Live Crew was big.
And man, I'm amazed when I've met women over the years that say they love Too Short, 2 Live Crew. I would look at my mouth open.
Yeah.
You know what they say on the rap? Because I was nerdy and I went into rap. I was straight R&B. I'm like, they talk about women like that? Oh my God. And women like it? Like, what the hell wrong with them? So I'm like, oh, you down for the team. Okay. All right, Charlie. So they let you know what it was they talked about. But now everything out there. And it's okay to have a regular life and your social life. They don't have to always blend. And you see more of that now with TikTok and all the other social media that people utilize to make money or not be alone. I'm noticing that too, that they might have people they can engage with all night and not be to themselves. Because before COVID happened, everybody was out every weekend. But they ain't with no one. They in their apartment. Man, them 4 walls talk to. I gotta go somewhere. Okay. Then COVID hit. Stuff came back, but it still don't hit the same like it once did. You're like, nah, I ain't really feeling the crowd like that. Where else can I go where there's a smaller crowd? But now with social media, you can be at the crib drinking, music up, on whatever platform, engaging people. Just like you was at a party.
Hey, 100%.
And I understand crowds, hey, be careful, because we came up when, hey, where the X is at, watch people, Because, you know, we've been here dancing with the girls, but this cat over here in this corner been mean mugging these cats all night. We might need to leave before it shut down. No parking lot pimping tonight. Because for that type of mean mug, you got to have something. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful women in here. You ain't looking at none of them. You just mean mugging that dude. Tough. And what will happen? We leave early. Bop, bop. Like, it's sad. We got to be detectives, peeping the scene, because you don't want to get caught slipping. I mean, time you tell me about, hey, we leaving at 6 hours. I was giving the word 6 hours. Like, okay, let's roll. Let's go. Hey, 6 hours. We all leaving.
Yeah.
Don't be here. Don't be here.
That's one thing when you an ambassador opposed to being in the gangs and likable, that people come to you under boy like, hey man, don't be here today at 3. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like, you'll see the news like, well, that was good intel because they made the spot hot, unfortunately.
Yeah. You had to get out of there.
We try to tell everybody we could, like, hey, but damn that test did. Get your ass out of here 6 hours. Them things gonna pop. Oh, yeah, pass it around. Stop asking those damn questions. Do I ever come to you and say, hey, leave it 6 hours? That right there tell you what Jeff know that something ain't right, because he give me a hella, and he looks serious. He ain't joking. 6 hours, pass that. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll be up here.
Hey, when the block is hot, you gotta leave, man. What's the you had another question on your list?
Do men today prefer to pay up front for sex?
Oh, wow. I can't speak for all men. Let me put that disclaimer out there. I just can say that it's transactional. And I think that for those who are paying, there has to be a conversation up front. You know, you have to know what it is, you know, that you're going to get in this case.
Man.
I would assume there's, you know, an hour thrown out there. I don't know about half hour. I don't know if that exists. And make the spot hot. And, you know, I would think that that's out there. But I would think there has to be, you know, hourly rates versus overnight rates. You laughing? I'm being serious, man. I don't know. Dude laughing. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all see this, folks? This dude here is laughing.
I've been thinking about that all day. Like, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say no.
Hey,
overtime.
Hey,
hourly. I ain't gonna say it.
I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna say it.
If you willing to pay the young lady $500 for, I don't know, an hour or whatever, you know, somebody out there gonna say, well, what does this $1,000 give me? Hey, yeah, somebody's going to say that, you know, and
that's true.
I just would think that somebody in that position would have to have the conversation of, okay, you want X amount of dollars. How long does this transaction go for? You know what I'm saying? Is it one of those things you go until you're done? Like, you know, there has to be a conversation had. That's my take.
Now, for me, if I was going to go that route and risk it all, look here, home skillet. I need proof of life and recording that. State your name, today's date and time, that you give consent to paying you whatever number for sex. You're good. Do you agree? You have not been coerced or threatened. You willfully are going to take my money for sex. Correct? Okay. Because people come back to suing stuff like, what the? What you mean? No, we ain't going on like that. That's not what you saying.
Hey, like I say, you pay them to leave. See, the thing what you just said, Jeff, first of all, they're not going to agree to that, man. The average one, and the reason why is because you're not supposed to, in majority of, well, as far as I know, all of the states, the prostitution is illegal. So nobody's going to sit up here and tell you that they taking that money that you giving them for this.
But then you're gonna flip the script and sue me for $10,000, for example, saying, "Oh, he took it." Not saying everybody's doing that. Some people need to go to jail for doing that. But you gonna flip the script like, bro, I gave her 500. We was good. That's not what she's saying. It's court document. Like, what the hell?
Hey,
nah, man. I need sanity documents, please. There and there. I need signage. And I need video, so we are good. There's no gonna be no, Jeff, he finally blew up with the thing. He worked what? I need good $2 million from old boy because he freaking scrubby. He took it. Like, no, the hell I don't. Only I take is the food I buy. And that was your word against that person because we wasn't there. And let's be real, a dude is not believed up front. Let's be real.
Not in this world.
So I'm sorry. I'm scared. I need some verification that you are willfully agreeing to this.
Man,
and paying do some strands of change, but the amount is to get stuff. Now, see, that's the old way, man. Because we in a different era where people are suing.
Yeah.
Now, some of these situations might be real, and there's some that don't be real, but it's out there about you. People gonna have a dirty look like, I know you, but I don't know you. Is you the cat that want to just take it? I mean, you play. I mean, who to say you didn't pay the money? Want to take the money back? You play Grand Theft Auto. They had that crap on that game. And then people looking at you side eye like, I ain't that dude. Hey, you paid for the front. Hey, win Pandora's box now. You can do whatever. Like, nah, bro. Nah, not the kid, no. I need you to sign this. You agreeing to this. I need you on camera, date at a time. So if you come with that motherfucker bullshit, hey, Your Honor, here you go, sir. Just ease that up there to you.
Oh my goodness!
And I want that motherfucker get out on camera, retract that bullshit she said about it. Yes, I'm gonna stand right over in the corner. Word for word, I was on some bullshit trying to get money from Jeff. He did not do ABC. Because you never hear that retraction once it's thrown out there. It's like you done threw dirt on the person's name. Like what the damn. And people look at you. I didn't see stories about some celebrities who said they got falsely accused, but when they would try to go do their thing, people had that. Is you that type of dude? You know me 20 years. Yeah, I know you, but I don't go home to you, so I don't know what you really do. I ain't around you 24 hours a day. That mess with your brain, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, all I know is, like I said, man, I would think that a conversation would have to be had. That's how it works, in the world we live in. You can't assume anything. You never want to assume you get an hour when it's 5 minutes. You never want to assume overnight and you get an hour. You have to have that conversation if you go down.
Hey, Santa NDA too, man. Hey, this is GA classified. What you mean? We're gonna do what we do. Thank you. Cash App, how we want it. All right. Hey, sign that. Don't say nothing. Shout out to Pops. I'm with a spoon. Don't say nothing about this. Nobody. This didn't happen. Going about a business. You got to put them in place, man. If that's the route you're going, I'm trying to make light of, but real talk, because you're seeing stories pop up 20 years later. Oh, this person did this, like, but you was in a relationship for almost 15 years with them. The math ain't mathing, as they like to say.
Yeah, math ain't math.
They punched you in the face allegedly, and you still stayed 5 years more. You said with 20 million. Well, he worth $1 billion. But people ain't looking at that. They like, nah, he did it. You know, y'all dudes doing that bullshit. Like, damn, okay. We ain't gonna really investigate to make sure because people throw stuff out there. We had the Me Too movement. And then the tail end, you start having people just throwing that on people and like, oh, they didn't do nothing to the person. They want to get back at them. So you gotta be careful. If you're going down that crooked road, you gotta be careful, man.
Man,
Gotta be careful.
I'm with you where you're right. Gotta be careful.
Now we add robots to the dating equation. By 2030, what would be acceptable, you think?
All right, so we're talking the next 5 years. And some countries already have these robots. What I think is going to happen is there was a series on, I think it came on Fox at the time. And I want to say it was 3 seasons. And the actors and actresses was out of UK.
Humans?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
Humans was probably the most realistic robotic series that I've seen out there for that time. And they was kind of ahead of their time as far as putting that kind of series out. That's the reason why. That's the reason why it never really took off. I would really like them to reboot the thing and start it all over again with some different actors and actresses just to kick it off, because I'm pretty sure it would literally line up with the right time so people would be able to catch up and know what's really going on. Like,
they look like people.
Exactly. Hey, I'm gonna put it to you like this. When we went into the millennial years, remember when we said Happy New Year from 99 to 2000, everybody was talking about Y2K.
Mm-hmm.
Computers was going to freak out and all of this. Well, in that same decade from 2000 to 2009, information technology took off like never before. If you remember all of the cell phones, how they started with the flip phone, and they had the sidekick. They had those Nokia sidekicks. You had Nextels. You had iPhone when they came out towards the after the two, like I think it was the first one like 2008, 2007. So you had Blackberries. Man, it was so much that happened in that 10-year span that was just unbelievable for the cell phone and when it started on the digital styles versus what came out in 2009. Fast forward to the decade we're in right now. You know, this is 25. We're starting to see the robots in the manufacturing plants. They're taking over some of the forklift positions.
Fast food.
The fast food, all of the different. Now, those are actual robotic looking things. But what happens when you bring something? I think it was a company. I want to say this was in 22. They were paying people pretty much like $90,000 to use your face, so they can make these robots.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're gonna have people who actually use their face. It was a company out of the I want to say it was UK or
probably overseas, because they've definitely been way ahead on experimenting with that type.
It was definitely somewhere in Europe, and they were paying you like 90. It was like US dollars. It was like 90,000, and they would use your facial features. And so just imagine, hypothetically, the most beautiful woman in the world that you ever seen, whatever country she's from, city she's from, imagine being able to have the face that you want, the hair that you want, the body that you want. it's sad. Like you said, I hate to say that the robots will replace the real woman or the real man, but let's be real. How many single people we have out here today that need them and can't see? And that's where I brought up the humans example for a reason. Look at the people and what they was using those robots for. One person had the guy around. He would do all of like the yard work and the different things because the guy was older. A older lady had the young, strong, muscular guy. Like, hey, take me up to the room. What you think she was going to the room for? I mean, it was like if you looked at that show in those 3 seasons, you go back and watch them. It was something in there for every single scenario. And the main character, it was a family. The robot, she basically was like the nanny. And what was funny is it came with a downloadable like CD thing that he put into the little, and you're supposed to insert it, and it downloads the X-rated side of the thing.
Yeah, yeah, that.
And basically, Buddy was contemplating, like, dang, should I use this or not? You could see him eyeballing it. So then he had to come back telling the robot, hey, you don't remember this. You forgot it all. You did all this. And then go to find out the wife that found out he didn't mess with the thing. And so when you look at it like that, if you got something that's looking like a human, the only thing that made them stand out was the way that they walked for the most part. They all walked like
they couldn't walk like normal people.
But I don't know if you remember this without telling too many episodes. You remember the young lady who was actually the robot that was over there in the red light district over in Amsterdam. And
I remember that.
Yeah, she was actually a robot. And so the guy went in there. I don't think he knew she was a robot. He went in there talking to her normal and everything. She like, and we talk about transactions. She was just like, okay, what do you want? How do you want it? Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy gave her the money, set up everything, and didn't know that the robot was going to take him up out of here. had some ill intentions because, you know, she was tired of that life. And so when you really look at robots looking like humans, you can build. I look at it like the kids got a store called Build-A-Bear where they can go in there, this bear, and do all of that. Anybody that got kids or nieces, nephews, you might have been there before, or sons and daughters. What I'm saying to you is, what happens in, let's just say, in the next 2 years, you have at your touch, you can select whatever robot you want, male or female, and they tell, and because you know they always find a way to use a hidden agenda. Hey, you don't have to cut the grass no more. Hey, you don't have to do any more work on your car. Are you lonely? Need you a mate? You know, let's be real. They got so many toys out here now for the men and the women. How many of these young men and young women you think might exchange that Rose toy that's out there for actual male robot?
Yeah. Now you also had I think it was a movie with Bruce Willis where people either sat in a chair and put something on them or got in a chamber, and the robot lived their lives for them. That movie was crazy. I forgot what caused it, but I remember coming across it, and someone wound up hitting some type of power surge, and all the robots just fell out. And I'm like, what the hell? Cars crashing? And then the real people had to come outside and get back to doing the stuff they had the robots do. Actually had to start back living their lives. So like, I don't know, y'all keep going towards the Skynet type stuff, man. Skynet, iRobot, they gonna want to be free, man. Like anything. So I don't know why. Man, you're gonna be my sex slave, you're gonna clean my drapes, my gutters. They're gonna want to be free at some point. You keep trying to throw them in and do all these services. Man, switching their oil ain't enough. They're gonna start looking at, man, Well, they were making like 20 an hour to do this job. You just retool them out, oil in a few nuts and bolts. That ain't fair. Shut up. You're not a person. Okay. All that steel in there, when they slap you, they might knock your head off. So like, okay, y'all want to see Terminator real? Okay. Oh, Jeff, you tripping? Like, I'm just watching, and this was at Wayne, like early 2000s. We had this conversation, stuff being in the news. Like, y'all really want to see what life be like having robots walk around? Now we ain't gonna get there in 25. What the hell we are? Some people who got the money already got a robot. What the hell?
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, Jeff, that the next 5 years, just like we did with them cell phones, how they took off. We went from having the flip phones with the caller ID on the front side of that flip phone to literally being able to, Jeff, come in. But you come in, you at the airport. Go ahead. Hey, man, when you get to, Denver, I need you to do XYZ. You went from that. Next thing you know, Blackberries took off.
Yeah, I remember those.
Blackberries took off. Then they had those Nokia sidekicks. T-Mobile came out.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
and then
for a minute.
The tail end of the last several years of the decade, that's when you had iPhone come out. And, iPhone hit the board. Everybody knows all about Apple. And it kind of just started, that whole phase. And people, they took that wave and started running with it. And so you come now with you talking about the robots and they looking like humans. I mean, I hate to say it, but
we here.
We already building bodies now. People got BBLs. They got all kind of stuff right now. And I'm not knocking anybody that's your thing, but the reality is we living like the scene out of I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. When she got back to the room, she started taking everything off. And she's like, don't make me hop after you. You know what I'm saying? Her leg wasn't real. The boobs wasn't real. Everything that she was rocking, he ended up finding out wasn't real. And we coming up in a time where authenticity is rare.
Movies just becoming real life. I remember when was the Angel and Demons movie Tom Hanks was in. They were trying to recreate the God particle, they called it, in a lab. It wasn't 2 months after I came across the story that in Nova Scotia, they dug a hole like 200-some thousand feet down so they could do the same damn testing. I'm like, we just keep. So all the robot movies saw like, iRobot was give you a glimpse. Nah, like, okay. Terminator, iRobot, you keep thinking this stuff and where we are now.
Man, listen, some of these movies, I tell people pay attention. When we seen iRobot, now you're starting to have those robot detection, K9 bomb detection dogs and security dogs walking around certain premises. If you come down here at a certain time, I can take you down towards the Mercedes-Benz Stadium to this we would call it a square back at home, like where it's just like an open field.
Okay.
And if you come out there, probably I'm gonna say after 10 p.m., all you're gonna hear is some footsteps, like boom, 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 like military. And it's gonna be a dog, but it's a robotic dog, and it's gonna turn, it's gonna look at you like, okay, what you over here for?
Damn.
Yeah. And they always put them out there the night before the game, making sure nobody's trying to set bombs and things like that in place.
Yeah, that was a soft target.
It just, for those things, it's good because you're not dealing with human life. You're getting something to go in there to be the eyes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be some good for that. Even when it comes to the military, it's going to be some good in having some actual robotic things out there doing certain things so you're not losing lives. But like I said, it's going to be a crazy side of this robotic stuff as well. And I remember the scene out of Our Robot where the robots they turn red, and the robot told what was like Will Smith's characters is like godmother, like, hey, you can't go to church or whatever. Like, no, you can't leave. And she was like, look now, you better get out the way. I ain't missing church. and then, and then she started praying because she was looking at it like, hey, when I open my eyes up, this thing better let me get up out of here. I'm not.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so Will Smith character was like, hey, let me hurry up and get to her because I know she goes to church on this day and that thing is not going to let her go. So he went flying over there. By the time he got there, everything was fixed, of course, because they did what they had to do to turn him back the right way. But tell you, man, the next 5 years, it's about to be crazy.
Can you imagine someone posting on social media, they lost their man to a robot?
Hey,
that's crazy.
I'm gonna say this. I remember when PlayStation 2, Xboxes came out.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching episodes that said PlayStation or me, Xbox or me.
Oh yeah, some wives was hiding them.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is people out here, they gonna be dealing with that, whether it's their boyfriend, whether it's their girlfriend, whether it's their fiance, whether it's their wife, whether it's the husband. Somebody gonna be answering the same type of question, like, hey, it's either gonna be that robot, it's gonna be me. Like, huh? What you mean? Like, that's just a robot. But you know what I'm saying? That thing get turned off. I ain't thinking about that robot like that. Like, no, I'm serious. It's gonna be the robot or me, you know. And
yeah,
cause like I said, I'm sorry. Some people ain't gonna be real, but we come on here and we keep it real. Some people ain't gonna be real, but if you already using sexual toys and you by yourself,
yeah,
I just don't see you turning down something where you can build a bear, build a robot, the way that you want it to be. You know,
you want it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I give y'all a prime example. I remember when I went out here one time. This was right after that movie, or right around the time that movie came out. I was in the same spot that Idris Elba was in, and this was after The Wire. So the same women that be screaming over him in The Wire, you would think they would have been screaming on him sitting there at the bar. Nobody even knew that was him at the bar. He was just blending in with the crowd. He's sitting to my left. I'm on this end. He on that end. And I'm looking at him like, dang, that's interesting. So I just did the head nod, kept it moving. And in that moment, I was thinking, dang, like, you know, people always screaming over people when they on the screen. But here he is right in front of y'all, and y'all ain't doing none of that screaming. I'm talking about not one person in there doing all that screaming. I say all that to say, those same individuals that were screaming, you know, and you talk about, hey, I do this to him. Well, what if they make this robot where you can finance it, like how you do a car, like how you do a house.
Yep.
And, you know, you could pay it off in 5 years, 3 years. And they pitch it, hey, he can clean your house. He can take care of you in the bedroom. He can fix your car. He can do all this. I'm sorry. I know it's going to be several people out there who's going to get this damn robot. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Will.
They can say what they want to say. Now, you might put it up.
Gonna post about it.
You might put it up when company come around, but you're going to have that damn robot. Whether he in the dang garage or she in the garage.
Oh, so when company come around, you got to go to the closet.
Yeah, hey. All I'm saying is, hey, if you already got your secret stash with your toys and everything, what you think you're gonna do with a robot?
Yeah.
Because people gonna be, to be honest with you, some people gonna be ashamed to have the damn thing. Like, hey, I don't want nobody to know I got this damn thing. Let me go put this thing in the storage unit.
Yeah, that will be at first, and then it'll be normalized. Like, oh, okay, you got a robot, whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I remember looking at something, and they were saying that, you know, don't laugh, because in a few years you'll see people marrying these robots, and I really feel like that day is coming. I'm not saying it's going to be 2030. I'm not saying it's going to be 2030, but I am saying
that's wild.
People really. I'm telling you, man. We can go back and look at this footage. But
marrying a robot.
Yeah, we're coming up on some crazy times, bro.
You ain't lying.
We're coming up on some crazy times.
And this was stuff. I mean, Terminator came out 84. And look, from 84 to now, where they actually made a robot. Oh, they're making them be more realistic. We can have sex with. Like, what? Hey, you didn't try to make a Terminator because you thought Arnold was real till his face would peel off. Like, oh, that's a Terminator? Oh, Lord. And we here.
Here we are.
In our era, we here like, oh, so you're risking it all for that robot Lexi, huh? Okay. Your wife she might come after you. But, hey, don't do it. Go home. But look at her, man. Like, don't do it. Go home. That's what we are. I mean, I'm pretty sure, just like those movies, they might have a tag on so you know that's a robot. Because if they look just like us, well, how can you tell?
No, that's you know how like everything, like you think about it with the vehicles, you got an electric vehicle, you charging it up at some point. Just like on humans, you see she had to charge up when she would go.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, you know, like when like how we sleep, it was like, oh, okay, good night, boom. She would go sit, and she knew to go to sit in that little chair, that spot, and she's charging up. And then she was set to where, she would wake up and then start cooking for the family, doing the whole nine. But when it was time to shut down, she knew to shut down. So, and what was crazy, just like in iRobot, she was able to have dreams and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how you know. So basically, and if you've seen them, they kept going back to where she was once an actual human.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you look at everything.
Car accident.
Yeah, based off a car accident. That's where it came when they was calling them human. So that I'm trying to tell you, they already got the robots out there talking about they can carry your baby for you and everything like that. So,
and this might sound weird as some people are talking about, but we are ahead of the curve, as the Joker said in The Dark Knight. I mean, the information is out there. You see it. Some famous people you know of, they bought one already.
Yeah.
So this is happening. This ain't no fairy tale no more. It's just no regular Joe or Jane, got one where you stay at. But the richest of the rich people, they probably got one, the ones that want one. But when Leroy or Nikki get one, like, man, what the yeah, they because at some point you gotta bring that price around, everybody can get one, because and the point doing it, you're gonna make no money.
Yeah, they like I say,
rich people don't waste money.
It's going to be just like with a motor vehicle. We have multiple manufacturers out there, multiple makes and multiple models. So you always gonna have the inexpensive shoe,
yep, the
shoe that's kind of in the middle, an average shoe, price wise, and then you're gonna always have the one that's top tier. So once it's where you like you just said, a lot of the celebrities have those things and people with the money, but once they come out there with some different manufacturers and they get those affordable ones, I'm telling you, it's going to be a different day and time, bro. We right here. We at the doorstep.
And the first one that do it, they're gonna post about it. Like, I got my robot. Oh, yep. They making Thanksgiving dinner, like in times now. Okay, we here.
Hey, we right here, bro. It like I said,
I mean, we've been here, but we here because
we here. All you gotta do is Google a lot of this stuff out there, folks. Yes. And you'll see, anytime I can just be driving and call Jeff, blah blah blah. So I got this right. You want me to call Jeff? I said Jeff. Like,
man, bro, my boy had took me somewhere a while ago, and I never knew they had, I guess, an urban one for the map and stuff. You know, you gotta go to mile. You got north and south. Now, when you put your directions in, it's gonna say, "Oh, take South Mile." She said, "Take whichever way you want." I'm like, "What the hell? You got Shaquita? What the heck is this, dog?" We get back on the freeway, get in any lane you want. I'm like, "Dog, man, what's up with your phone, man? Hold on." These things don't say get to the left lane. Your thing said do whatever you want. Like, dog, what the hell?
Yeah. So like, it depends on your setting. You can change up the voice. Like they got one out there where you can use Snoop to be your GPS. Yeah.
Snoop got his hand in everything.
Yeah, man.
I feel it.
Technology.
Oh, man. But it's been an interesting season finale.
Yeah. Let me see. Closing remarks. I'll say I'm not here to knock anybody and they hustle and what they got going on. All I would say is that you be safe out there, whatever you're doing. It's a lot of STDs going on, here in the
On the
States,
rise.
as around the world. You always want to be conscious of those type of things when you're participating in those activities, especially if you're doing some strange things for a piece of change. You want to make sure you protecting yourself, because if you're really out here trying to do numbers, meaning chasing the bag, you really want to make sure you protect yourself, because you can make all the money in the world, but if you're not here to utilize it, what does it even matter? And so you want to protect yourself when it comes to that. As far as our next 5 years, I would just say, even if you're a person that can care less about tech, can care less about the future, you care about the now, I would just say be very more socially aware of what's coming near you pretty soon, because some of these things we won't be able to dodge, because when you go to dine at a restaurant, it'll be a robot, or the robot's bringing out the food, because it's already started. I actually been to a breakfast restaurant in
Wow.
Texas, and the thing turned the corner. I'm like, what is that? And it brought it to the table, and you just grab it from the tray. It was like 4 or 5 levels, and you grabbed your items off of the tray. And so I'm just letting you know, they already setting us up. If I had to put it in food terminology, we're already eating the appetizers of what's coming next. So it's the appetizers, and then your food and everything comes out after. So be prepared, because it's near us.
Man. I mean, think and choose wisely. A line that stuck out to me from movies was when Liam Neeson told Christian Bale in Batman Begins, "Mind your surroundings." I took that statement because they was on some ice. He was trying to get a kill shot, but he wound up being in the smaller part of the ice and fell through. Pay attention to everything around you. Just because you might can lay on your back, make some dollars, I use protection. Because if you get on these YouTube streets and see stories and information from other news outlets, STD is on the rise. They ain't talking about HIV, but all the base STDs we dealt with in the 80s, those are climbing because everybody free loving it. Then if you ain't got that issue dealing with, people have spirits with them. And every time you lay with someone, they lay with you, and they might leave with you. If you ever dealt with someone that had a lot going on, but you were the happy-go-lucky type, you keep messing around with them, and you start noticing your days be kind of crazy and hazy, that spirit follows you home. Stuff is real. So be more mindful in the choices you're making with your life, because it got consequences. Just like these robots we making that's going to be everywhere at some point, all this stuff, everything is seed time harvest. What you're doing will have a effect. So you grown, you can do what you want to do, but you better choose wisely. Because when them consequences come, sometimes they ain't pretty. And you can't do brown night shoulda, woulda, coulda, because it's rap for you. So choose wisely. Hope y'all enjoyed this season 4 finale. We'll be back with season 5. We're gonna keep giving the real because we grown. And we need these grown folks conversations in the world because everybody tiptoeing around what's really going on in the world. You need to talk about it. And be safe, hydrate. We'll see y'all next time.
Have a good night, folks.